Before we learn to solve linear inequalities, I would like to teach you how we will write our solutions. And we will use something called interval notation. Now, interval notation looks like an ordered pair. So it's separated by a comma, and this will be where it starts, where it ends. Now, if the endpoints are not included, you use parentheses. If endpoints are included, you use brackets. And you can have a bracket on one end and a parenthesis on the other. A parenthesis, whether it's left or right parenthesis, corresponds to an open circle. If you remember graphing in the past and the endpoint was not included, you used an open circle. Brackets are the same thing as a closed circle, a solid circle. So once again, parentheses, the endpoint is not included. Bracket, endpoint is included. Sometimes it's easier if you draw your solution on the number line. So if I was to sketch this, here's 2, 2's included, and its x is less than 2, so you would shade to the left, and you'd have a bracket. So look at your number line from left to right. Where does your solution set start? It starts at negative infinity, because way down here is negative infinity. Infinity or negative infinity, it's never included, so use a parenthesis, comma, where it starts, where it ends. Your solution ends at 2. It's included because you've got a less than or equal to. Bracket. Now, if x is less than 2, would look the same as above, except the 2 is not included. So you use a parenthesis and shade to the left. Read your number line left to right. Solution set starts at negative infinity, comma, where it starts, where it ends, parenthesis here, never include infinity or negative infinity. Your solution set goes up to 2, but 2 is not included. X is greater than or equal to 3. You know you're going to have a bracket somewhere. If you were to graph this, here's my 3. Use a bracket because it's greater than or equal to, and you shade to the right. Look at your number line. Your solution set starts at 3. It's included. Where is this going? Positive infinity. Parenthesis on the infinity. Now, number 4, what we have is a compound inequality. Compound inequality because we have 2 inequality symbols. And what that means, x, or your solution, is in between a 3 and a 5. The 3 is not included, so that's a parenthesis, and your 5 is included, that's a bracket, you shade in between. Look at your number line and read left to right, and write your interval notation. Your solution starts at 3, it's not included because you do not have an equality sign underneath there, and it goes up to 5, and 5 is included, that's a bracket. So now let's talk about how you solve a linear inequality and review a little bit. Linear inequality, what's linear, so your highest exponent on the variable will be a 1, and you're going to solve it the very same way as an equation as we did in the past videos on solving linear equations, the very same, except if you multiply or divide by -1, you're going to flip your inequality symbol. So let me show you why. If you have, do you agree that 3 is less than 5? Now let's add 2 to both sides. Okay, add 2 to both sides, and that gives me 5 is less than 7. Is that true? Yep, 5 is less than 7. All right, now let's start over again. 3 is less than 5, and let's subtract 1. Subtract 1, subtract 1. That's 2 is less than 5 minus 1 is 4. Is that true? This was true. This is true. All right, now let's start over again. 3 is less than 5, and let's multiply both sides by 2. And if I multiply both sides by 2, I get 6 is less than 10. That's true. Now let's multiply both sides by -1. Let's take a 3 is less than 5 is where we started. And let's multiply both sides by -1. And that gives me -3 is less than -5. Now, is that true? Is -3 less than -5? Here's 0, 1, 2, there's -3, 4, 5, there's -5. Is -3 less than -5? No, it's greater than. That's not true. It's -3 is greater than -5. So whenever you multiply or divide, you got to flip this thing, because the more negative it is, the smaller the number.